Today we're going to do a bit of Fare Thee Well, our current bit of folk repertoire. Eleanor's going to be doing that with you. So if you still need a score of Fare Thee Well, go and grab one at cribnotes.co.uk. First of all, I'm going to take us through a quick vocal warm-up, and I'm also going to teach you a little song that I wrote. So let's start with some big shoulder rolls coming forward. Stand up if you can to do these. As big as you can with those shoulders. Good, and we're going the other way with the shoulders. Lovely, let's take a stretch up. And we're just leaning over to one side. Other side. And just putting out your arms, just twiddle your fingers. And wrists. Good, move your arms at the elbow. And just spinning your whole arms. Other way. Good, and we're going to do the same thing with each leg. So just bouncing on one leg, you just put the other leg out and just twiddle your toes. And ankle. And just kick your leg at the knee. And just spin your whole leg at the hip. As wide as you can without toppling over. And change direction. Good, other side. So we do toes. And ankle. And kick. And spin. Other way. Good. Hopefully nice and balanced now and a little bit more loose. Just clap your hands together, drop your jaw and go, oh, like that. And go, a nice lip roll all the way down to the bottom of your range. Really go as low as you can there. If it's difficult to do a lip roll, a finger here and a finger here will, it might help. All the way down. Good, and this time we'll do it all the way up the top. Again, and try and disappear up there. Good, and try and do it so that there's a tendency when people do this, they kind of droop at the end. But I want you to go up and just keep going as high as you can until you can't go any higher. Good. Okay, let's have a hand here, and we're just going to check we're breathing to our diaphragm. Okay, so let's just try something. So instead of breathing, of course you're allowed to breathe. Breathe when you need to, but I would just like you to move your stomach, just artificially at first. Just push it out. Just push it out here, because this is the kind of sensation that's similar to the sensation we get when we breathe to our diaphragm. Sometimes it's difficult for people to get a concept of breathing to the lower part of our lungs. So if you just move that, just push it out. If you have your hands here, you can feel whether it's going in or out. Good, so now we breathe, and hopefully we'll move the same place when we breathe. Good, so we're going to, just on a nice S sound, I want us to breathe in on 4 counts, and then when we exhale, just exhale in a nice steady S, no kind of time limit or anything like that. Just make it really nice and steady so that the flow of air is the same at the beginning of your s as at the end of your s, okay? So we'll breathe in on 4, out on a s. Okay, ready? Good, and you should feel it gradually deflating here. Let's do it one more time. So we breathe in. Good, okay, let's do some singing. We'll go, Mama made me mash my M&Ms. And it goes, Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. I don't know why you have to do a pom pom at the end. I don't know, it's just satisfying. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. Let's do it again. And Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. And we're going to come up. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. 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 Keep going if you can. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. Last one. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, pom pom. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to teach you a quick song now. This song is a canon or a round, right? So that means that different singers can start it at different times and it still sounds lovely and harmonious. Frere Jacques, for example, is a very famous example of a round because you have one part coming in, Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, and then whilst that part continues, the second part comes in, Frere Jacques, Frere, okay? So this song, this is based on a quote from the Shakespeare play Troilus and Cressida, and it goes, "One touch of nature makes the whole world kin." What a nice idea, right? One touch of nature makes the whole world kin. And this is how the rhythm goes. One touch of nature, of nature. Okay, let's just say that. And one touch of nature, of nature. Then it goes, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Okay, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Let's just try that. Makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Then it starts again. One touch of nature, of nature, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Again, one touch of nature, of nature, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Okay, let's put some notes to this. This is the first phrase. One touch of nature, of nature. Okay, let's just do that. One, or one, you might want to start down there. And one touch of nature, of nature. Lovely, that little bit again. And one touch of nature, of nature. Lovely, it goes on. Makes the whole world. Let's do that phrase. And makes the whole world. One more time. And makes the whole world. Good. And then it's almost the same, but whole doesn't go quite as low. So makes the whole world. Let's do that phrase. And makes the whole world. Yes, good. One more time. And makes the whole world. And then makes the whole world kin. Okay, you just got a little breath before the word kin. Let's do that phrase. Makes the whole world kin. And makes the whole world kin. Okay, we'll do it again. And makes the whole world kin. Okay, good. So what you'll notice about this, there's a kind of pattern. So once you've done that one touch of nature, this makes the whole world. It's repeated 3 times. And you go low on the first time, you go slightly less low on the second time, you go even lower, you go even less low the third time. So let's go back to the top. One touch of nature, of nature. Let's do that phrase. And one touch of nature, of nature. Then it goes on. Makes the whole world, makes the whole world. Let's do those 2 phrases. And makes the whole world, makes the whole world. And then makes the whole world kin. That last phrase. And makes the whole world kin. Back to the top. One touch of nature, of nature. Makes the whole world, makes the whole world. Back to the top and everything up to that point. 1, 3, 4. One touch of nature, of nature. Makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Okay, so I put in that little phrase at the end as well. Let's try this just with a little bit of piano accompaniment. I just recorded this earlier before we started this broadcast. So this is just going to help us as we sing the loop with ourselves to keep in time, and also with the harmony as well. 1. So basically you'll hear one chord and then you're in straight away. So it's like, and one touch. Okay, etc. So let's try it. 1 is your note. 1. Ready? And one touch of nature, of nature. Makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world kin. Again. One touch of nature, So we're going to try this now as a round. And don't worry too much about this. I know we haven't spent a lot of time learning this song, so I'm going to bring it back on Wednesday as well. But I'd like you to, get to give this a go and see how the song works when we do it as a round, so in harmony with itself. And the way it's going to work is you sing it through once, and then instead of coming straight back in, one touch, you just got to wait just for another moment, and then you'll hear it go, one touch, then you're in, one touch of nature. Okay, because it's a round, you'll hear what you've already sung, or what I've already sung, through the pedal, but you don't sing with it. You wait, and then you sing after it. And the second, so that happens the second time round, and then the third time round, you do the same thing. So just kind of watch me for where you've got to come in each time. And, don't worry too much about it. As I said, I will bring it back again on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll know the song a little bit better by then. So, remember, one chord and you're in. One touch, okay? One is your note, or one. And one touch of nature, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the whole world. In one touch of nature, makes the whole world, makes the whole world, makes the world. In one touch of nature, Okay, well done. So, don't worry too much if you kind of lost your thread there. That is, I must say, a particularly confusing type of round because, in most rounds, like I was talking about with Frere Jacques, there's a kind of logical place where each part enters. Frere Jacques, and then the other part comes in. Frere Jacques. For this one, it's not quite so logical. You come in almost at the beginning, but not quite. The entries are just slightly staggered, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting and confusing. So we'll bring that back on Wednesday, but we'll leave it there for now. Here's Eleanor, and she's going to take you through a bit of Fare Thee Well. So over to you, Eleanor.
Thanks, Jake. Awesome round. Great fun. Glad we're doing that again. I did wonder, actually, Jake, if it just will keep going. Can you keep adding more parts?
Well, because the chords change, as you can hear on the piano, the harmony's changing a bit. It will start to sound a bit muddy after a while if you do that. Really, it's only intended for 3 parts.
Okay.
But it will create a nice effect to do that. So, maybe we can give it a go.
Be interesting to try, maybe, just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the job for Wednesday then. Excellent. Cool, thanks. Right, guys, we're going to have a little look at Fare Thee Well again. So don't worry if you haven't done this yet. We're going to look at verses 1 and 2. So it will be a quickish whiz, but we will break it all down. So if you need a score or lyrics or anything, you can find those at cribnotes.co.uk, and you've time to go grab those now. I'm going to start with verse 1, voice 1, because this is the tune. When we get to verse 2, the tune swaps over into voice 2. So we have 3 voices. Voice 1 and 2 are actually both kind of medium high. So if you usually sing kind of soprano or high alto, then you can go for either of those. And then voice 3 is the kind of lower one. So if you usually go for a kind of low alto, then that's probably the one to go for. Guys, similarly, if you usually sing bass, then go for voice 3. If you sing kind of high baritone or tenor, then you can choose between 1 and 2, so it's up to you. Obviously, we can't hear you. If you want to try all the parts and just have some fun like that, then feel free. So, starting with verse 1, voice 1. So it goes like this. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. So, lovely tune, really nice. Just a couple of little things to watch out for. So there's some fun rhythms. We'll go through those in a sec. The biggest thing to watch out for in the tune is the my honey, fare thee well. So we have a little bluesy moment there. So just keep an eye out for that. So let's do this a couple of lines at once. We're going to do if I had wings like Noah's dove. So this is voice 1, verse 1. Ready? And if I had wings like Noah's dove. Let's do it one more time. And if I had wings like Noah's dove. Next bit. I'd fly the river to the one I love. And that's quite a low note on the end there. I'd fly the river to the one I love. You guys give it a go. And 1, 2. I'd fly the river to the one I love. Awesome. Let's go from the beginning. Voices 2 and 3, you have sort of slightly simpler humming for verse 1, but it gets more complicated in verse 2. So, voice 1, verse 1. If I, from the beginning, 1, 2, 3. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Excellent. Next bit goes, fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. The other thing, just for anybody who is kind of counting beats and bars in the head, just notice that on my honey, fare thee well, we suddenly have a bar of 2 instead of 4. So you might notice that if I remember to do it, my hand will be doing something differently. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. And it just gives it a slightly uneven feel unexpectedly at that point. It's rather lovely. Excellent. So let's just do that bit one more time and then we'll do the whole of verse 1. 1, 2, 3. Fare thee well, fare thee well. 1, 2, 3. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Fab. So, voice 1 all the way from the beginning of verse 1. If I, 1, 2. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Great. So, voice 1, just remember that for a sec. Voice 3, we're going to do you next because you actually sit on the kind of the drone note, and that's as in the chord absolutely depends on this note all the way through. So you have only 2 notes, but it's incredibly important that you are a solid rock and just really stick on that note. So you're going to sing this note for most of the way through. So we get 1, 2, 3. So you just change note towards the end there where you have so there's several things. This, if you look at this on paper, it looks like an easy part, but there's several ways in which it's not. So the first thing is that actually holding a note, just holding a really solid note, is surprisingly hard when there's stuff moving around you. And the second thing is that you're always coming in on beat 2. So you always get a "if I had wings," which is very not the thing that we would instinctively do. Okay, so just something to be aware of. And if it helps, my hand is always going to go 1, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so if that makes sense and it's helpful, use it. If not, ignore it completely. So we've got 2 lots of just going 3, 4, 1. And 1. And then we have our change 1, 1. And if you notice, your change note goes with when there's only 2 beats in the bar, so my hand's doing that instead. Okay, let's give that a go. I'm going to put the track on with just the tune. So voice 1, you can give this a go. Anybody who did voice 2 last week and wants to give it a go, you absolutely can. And I'm going to sing voice 3. Okay. When my internet decides to load. Okay, so this is "If I Had Wings" for voice 1 if you're singing that, and then voice 3, which I'm singing. Here we go. Voice 3, voice 2. Wrong one. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Fab. Well done, guys. Let's look at voice 2. So you follow the tune in that you come in on the higher note. So you hear, "If I had wings," there's your note. And then you hear, you take that note. So for the first couple of phrases, you always pick up the note that voice 1 has done, just given you, and you take that and carry on with it. Okay, so you hear. Okay, let's just do that one more time. Voice 3, you can be practicing too, because you stick on the first note you hear from voice 1, whereas voice 2 is going, taking that note. Okay, so let's give that a try again. 1, 2, 3. And then you hear. Let's just do that. And 1. And you have the same rhythm as voice 2 generally. So in terms of where you come in and where you stop. So it's always and 1. Okay, so let's give that a try. I'm going to do the same thing and put the track on for the tune. So voice 2, I'm going to sing voice 2. Voice 3, you can have a go. See if you can hold your part when it's not actually there in the track. Okay, here we go. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. And what you might have noticed, but if not, now is a good time to notice it, is there's a couple of points where all the voices are singing the same note. So the very last note, my honey, fare thee well, everybody finishes on that same note. So really just try and tune it to what you hear. Okay. And the other place where everybody has the same note is actually momentarily just in the third full bar. So when the tune gets to I'd fly the river, both voices 2 and 3 come in on the same note there. Okay. So I'm just going to put the full track on and let you just have a go at that, and then we'll do a very quick whiz through verse 2, and we'll come back to that on Wednesday. So here we go. Voice 3. I'm not going to help this time. Voice 2. Voice 1. 1, 2, and. If I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Good, well done, guys. I should say at this point, if you haven't done this one with us before, or otherwise if you're feeling not 100% secure with it yet, don't worry. On our website, cribnotes.co.uk, there is also voice part recordings. So we have actually the tracks that I'm playing. So each voice part separately and also all the parts together. So if you want to, there's no obligation, of course, but if you would like to go and kind of get more comfortable with them before Wednesday or at any other time, they'll be up there for a while. So do please make use of those. Let's have a very quick whiz through verse 2. So voice 2 first, because you've got the tune. So it's basically what you've already heard. I had a man who was long and tall, moved his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Okay, so the only difference, apart from the words, is on moved his body, where you got just one note less, I think. I had a man who was long and tall, moved his body. Just is slightly, maybe not quite what you expect from verse 1. So voice 2, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. I had a man who was long and tall, moved his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. Good. Let's do voice 3 next, because you've actually got the same notes you had before. Okay, so you have, and 1. Fare thee well, and 1. Fare thee well. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's give that a try. And again, you're coming in on beat 2. So I'll give you 3, 4, 1. Fare thee well. And 1. Fare thee well. And then your last bit, again, same notes. 1. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. Okay, let's just try that. And 1. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. Okay, so let's give that a try against the tune quickly. Here's the end of verse 1. I'm singing voice 3. 1, 2. I had a man Fare thee well.
Moved his body.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well. Fare thee well. Awesome. And I'm beautifully demonstrating the opposite of what I said, which is about tuning that last note. So that wasn't great, even though I'm singing with myself on the track. That was a very good demonstration of what happens when you don't quite get your voice into the right place and the vowel is a little bit of a weird shape and it doesn't quite match. So don't do that. See if you can match it nicely. Okay, voice 1. Yours goes like this. And 1. Fare thee well. And 1. Fare thee well. So they start the same and they change on the word thee. Okay, let's give that a try. 3, 4, 1. Fare thee well. 1. Fare thee well. Last little bit goes, and 1. Fare thee well, fare thee well. So we don't finish on the same note this time. Ready? Last line, and 1. Fare thee well, fare thee well. Marvellous. So I'm going to put the voice 2 track on again. I'm going to sing voice 1, voice 3. Give it a go. See if you can hold your part. Here we go. And
I had a man.
fare thee well.
Moved his body.
Fare
like a
thee
cannon.
well.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well. Fare thee well. Awesome. Right, guys, I think that's enough to throw at you for today. So what I'm just going to do is put the track on from the beginning, the full track, give it a go all the way through. We are going to do more of this on Wednesday. So again, if it's not quite clicking yet, don't worry. Do whatever is fun, just to have a bit of a blast through it. And if you end up switching parts, not a problem. Okay. From the top.
If I had wings. Voice 3, voice 2, voice 1, 1, 2, and if I had wings like Noah's dove, I'd fly the river to the one I love. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well. I had a man who was long and tall, moved his body like a cannonball. Fare thee well, my honey, fare thee well.
Awesome. Well done, guys. Great work. Yeah, as I said, if you do want to have a little look at that again or have a listen to how it all goes, do have a look at cribnotes.co.uk. We'll be back on Wednesday, to carry on with both these things that you've done today, and we look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, it seems to be sunny today, so enjoy that. Stay safe, keep singing. Bye for now.